Hello everyone, CrystalFissure here, and welcome back to another part of my Let's Play of Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled. Today we are here to do 2 more gem cups, and I'm here with DantaFanta, Brandon Black, TK, MrGamesendy, and Lucas Bolton. What's up, lads? We're back. Second time.
We are back again.
Yes,
More
exactly.
Nitro Fueled.
Say it all at once. That's right. I want to hear every voice immediately, you know, at the same time to create a beautiful dulcet chord.
It's like a crowd, yeah.
Yeah, we got close. We got closer. I was hoping that one would start at C, one would be E, one would be like D flat, and it would be like this beautiful, you know, sound. But unfortunately, we're all too monotone to really have that vocal range, you know.
Oh no! Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Point proven, lads. Point proven. All right. So we're here to have some fun with 2 more gem cups, and I've literally just completely forgotten the gem cup. I'm pretty sure this is the blue gem cup. I literally did not check when I started recording. I just completely forgot, which is hilarious. But we start off with this level, and I am playing as Nina again in Tiger Temple. I do change my model in the next part though. Actually, one of my favorite models to do with Crunch. From the very first unlockable, like whatever it was called, Grand Prix. Yeah. But yes, we're here in Tiger Temple, and what you want to talk about as well, you know, leading into the final couple parts of this game, is I guess the future of Crash Team Racing. Obviously, all of us, as you know from the last part, we all enjoyed it. We're all big fans of the game. All thought that it did a great job, continuing the franchise while bringing it sort of back to its base format. Where do you think things are going? I'll start with you, Lucas. Where do you think things are going with Crash Team Racing? Do you think we'll see another Crash Team Racing? Do you think we'll see more Grand Prix or characters, or what do you think?
I mean, I feel like there'll be more characters in the game because there's still like untapped potential in that area. You know, like we have so many characters already, but like just imagine going that little extra mile for it. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
And do you see it? Do you see it being in a separate game, or do you see it as being part of a post-launch sort of thing, kind of like this?
I can definitely. Well, if they don't do another game, I can see them do a definitive edition of this game where like all the DLC's there and all that. Yeah.
Well, that's a smart way of reselling, actually. Yeah, good point. Good point. Didn't
Mario Kart 8 did that, so I can see that happening.
Yeah, and this is far more expansive than Mario Kart 8, like in terms of like post-launch stuff. You know, like Mario Kart did some stuff, but I know that big time, actually, just real quick before I go back to that, one thing that's huge you've noticed since the release of Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled is that it's actually made Nintendo fans a lot more humble, because they used to be like, this is, we're the best, everything we do is the best. But Nitro-Fueled came out and kind of went, hey, Nintendo, why the hell are you guys like only releasing like lame variants, like baby variants of these characters, and not like actual characters that people have been asking for years, whereas Crash does the exact opposite. Crash gives you practically everyone,
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah. You don't really get very many baby characters in this game, for example.
No, only the absolute necessary ones, if you ask me.
Totally, yeah.
But yeah, so I think I could see them very much doing, definitive edition, or a potential CTR 2 that would contain characters from Crash 4 while bringing in the final ones from this game that, we haven't seen. What do you guys think of the likelihood of that?
I can see that being very likely.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that, definitely. And we've got a lot of characters in this game. I think I would welcome definitely Crash 4 characters into another CTR game. I think they would definitely fit the bill.
And the thing is that with all the new masks, like the Loli and all that kind of stuff, Akano, and which we don't know anything about yet, but with all that, there could be potential different gameplay styles, with like gravity stuff, which is kind of similar to Nitro Kart. We could see stuff with, you know, phasing in and out tracks. So you could potentially make like a Crash 4 themed Crash Team Racing, you know, Crash Team Racing 2.
Oh, definitely. And you can assign all the masks to different characters.
Also, I'd be interested to see how they would handle a new art style, like the Toys for Bob art style. It could look really cool. Like a spunked out like Crash Cove. Like they could do like remixes of these tracks. You know, like kind of like similar to these tracks, but not quite. Kind of like what they would do in, I mean, Tony Hawk would do this all the time, where they bring back old tracks and, you know, be sort of, you know, different graphics, and sometimes they'd add new areas and stuff like that, like the warehouse being a big example. So yeah, I think that Crash Team Racing sales and success and popularity pretty much ensures that we'll get more content, whether it be a new game or new DLC or whatever.
Oh yeah, totally. And I think going back to the thing about Toys for Bob and like Beanox, like I do think Toys for Bob do like slightly more with like the art style. But like Beanox like have definitely got like the environmental details, like that dragon in the background, for example, in this. Yeah,
which is from Crash Wrath of Cortex. In fact, it's the dragon that chased. Yeah, I love that. That's like the best thing ever. Like it seems like in the last few years, like some of the easiest ways to make money and like actually be a freaking good developer is to just pay attention to the history of a series. Like, it's basically printing your own money, in the words of Owls from Owl's Toy Barn, you know? Like, it's like, if you do those little things for the hardcore fans, they end up talking about it and they go crazy about it and they tell their friends who, you know, like, it's such an easy way to get attention, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, Go on, TK.
Yeah, I think bringing back some things from old games, get the fan, like the long-time fans back.
Exactly, very true. Because the thing is that people were very upset initially, thinking, "Oh, Crash 4, is it going to erase the past?" And the whole thing is that no, it actually isn't going to erase the past. It's actually going to acknowledge the past, you know, in a new way.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
And it's the same thing with Nitro Fueled having all of those different editions. I mean, it's like, you think about, I mean, a great example, I'm trying to think of like a good example of a level, maybe, let's say Nina's Nightmare. You know, Nina's Nightmare, a classic example, like where it's like...
the Arabian level.
Yeah, what level?
The Arabian level.
Oh, yeah, of course. Level. Yeah, that's I love that was the first one. Yeah, and I love that level. You know, Nina's Nightmare, that one, Prehistoric Playground, all these levels. It's it's like it feels familiar where it was, but it was still its own thing ultimately. You know, like it's a really good blend, I think.
The cool thing about Spiral's one is that Spiral's track is basically, you know, it kind of like harkens back to Nitro Kart on the GBA.
It does. And, yep.
Yeah. I played Twin Sanity because he was in that game too, for a brief moment.
Oh yeah, the cameo towards the end. Yeah, very true. And yeah, I think when it comes to, you know, references, Crash is again one of the easiest things to reference, because there's so many games and so many characters over the years that putting in the bare minimum reference, like, it's so easy. Just do it. You know, when you can do it, do it. Yeah. It's not like it's hard, you know?
Well, definitely not. And I think, like, you know, like, even, like, the games that aren't considered that great, like, it's always nice to see them get a nod anyway, you know, like...
Yeah. Exactly. Give us Viscount, you freaking cowards, you know?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Where is my Viscount?
Where's my Boom Bang?
I mean, where the fuck is Willy Wumpa Cheeks, you know? Like,
where's Mr. Crumb?
I want to clap
Mr. Crumb. You want to get between those cheeks?
Those are like the characters I was kind of talking about, like, untapped potential there.
Make Willy Wumpa Cheeks' ass clap, in the words of a paraphrased Brandon Black.
Dummy thick.
Yeah.
He is dummy thick.
That's true, he is actually. You're not wrong. Whoa. Did you guys hear about... There we go. I was right. It was the Blue Gem. Thank you very much. Nina, again. Yeah. Awesome model here. not that sounds a bit weird. That sounds a bit predatory. I'm not saying awesome model as in like.
Should I call Chris Hansen right now?
No, Hansen does not need to be called, lads. It's okay. All right. I solemnly swear I'm up to no bad.
No disobedience.
Yeah, that's right. I'll shoot you with my Harry Potter gun. All right, here we go. Final gem cup, yellow gem. What I was going to say is you guys have seen... Here we are, Racer Crunch. Fucking love this guy. And I'm using the classic, the retro sort of modern, whatever, like the floaty, no-wheel version of...
that thing.
I love it. Sorry, what I was saying is that the Crash Bandicoot, like in time, whatever it's called, like it's basically the mobile game.
Yeah.
Did you know that the mobile game will be including Mr. Crumb, which is from the Crash Bandicoot 99X, mobile game, basically.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
How fun.
Yeah, that's pretty obscure.
Basically, one of the developers that was working for King, which is the mobile company behind it, which is owned by Activision. King, one of the developers was like, yeah, basically went through the series and we noticed that this Mr. Crumb thing was like popular, and like we found out that it was from this, really, really old game that was like obscure, after the release of, one of the PS1 games. And we thought, all right, let's just put them in. And now it's become a thing. And then, and again, the amount of people that have played the 99X game would be minuscule compared to the amount of Crash fans out there now. But the point is about doing it, going back to lore, is it allows fans to feel like they've been included and listened to, and it also encourages you to seek out these old forms of media as well. And the thing that a lot of big companies need to realize is like, you don't lose money by like paying attention to a 99X game. Like, no, you're not losing money. You're not like losing people's, like, you're not gonna not buy a product because you know about some obscure game from the 90s. Like, people think a lot of the time that like media is like, if you're not paying attention to it all the time, it means you're not gonna like consume it. But that's a whole other topic. But fucking getting all bloody political here. But yeah.
Yeah, I think the lore's important because if we're gonna respect the character, might as well respect even the good, the mediocre, and the bad. You know what I mean? So you don't have to just go with the original 3 and CTR, for example. The fact that Crash Bash had the Rillaroo character in it, it just shows how much that game actually means a lot to different people, despite the fact it's a bit divisive.
Of course, and even if you are a complete psychopath, if you 200% that game, yes, there are people. Have you 200%ed it, Danta?
I have not 200%ed it. I haven't even 100%ed it.
There you go. Confirmed, not insane. So thank you for that. I needed to clarify that. That was why I recorded this part. Because I needed to know. But the thing about that, you joking aside, is that a lot of people enjoy Crash Bash. I remember when I didn't know about developers really. I did know it was different, but I didn't really care.
Yeah.
When I was a kid and I played Crash Bash, I fucking loved it. I had a great time. Now, I know that it's a flawed game. I know it is. But that doesn't take away my enjoyment. And similarly with Twinsanity, enjoyed that, and I know it's flawed. Whereas, Titans and Mind of Mutant, I didn't enjoy them as much when I played them when I was, getting into my teens, basically. I admit that I probably didn't give them as much of a chance now. I would definitely love to play them now. But at the same time, I know that, guess what? Fun fact, not everyone's like me. Some people absolutely love those modern games. And so I'm glad that they're getting referenced. I'm glad that they're going to be part of the franchise, in an inclusive way.
We know Crash 4 is going to definitely do that, even though it's kind of meant to be sort of the sequel to Crash 3. It's still going to reference all the games.
Starting all over again, no way.
Yeah, the timelines are all going to be they're basically they're going to be referenced to other timelines. Look at I can click that TNT. So they're going to be I don't think it's not like we're going to see this massive story thread to do with Crash Titans in mind, but we are going to see I think references to them and stuff like that, and kind of weird timeline jokes and and then the mobile game is it already included one of the Titans bosses, the Scorporilla, which is a thing from Titans. So I think we're going to see the mobile game is going to have a lot of modern Crash references, I think, which is a cool supplementary game, you know, like it's not like some deep game, it's, you know, it's a runner, it's just a basic thing, but for the lore, I think it's really cool they're doing that.
And yeah, like it continues like the thread of Crash Bandicoot as well, which is always a good thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, and with Crash, you can do it a lot more than Spyro. Spyro is a bit more limited, and Spyro also has the disadvantage. You very much can't do the same thing you do with Crash with Spyro, because Legend of Spyro is literally a different time period. It is a completely different to Crash. So they're not as fortunate. People are wondering, will they do the same with Spyro? I don't think they will. I think they might acknowledge up to like Hero's Tale or something potentially, but I'd say they're probably just going to cut it straight after 3. That's my gut feeling.
It's kind of the problem when like you have Enter Dragonfly, which was a traditional Spyro game that it really flopped quite badly, you know.
Yeah.
And then like you keep on changing it because of that, more so than they did crap with Crash, I would say.
Yeah, true. No,
the best thing to do is get it in 3, like start again from the 3. Make the Spyro for a new game.
See, that's the thing. So like 4, you know, starting from 3 with Crash makes sense. You know, after 3 because you're doing the whole storyline, then you can reference timelines because, you know, Crash has always had time travel.
Yeah.
Whereas Spyro, you can't do the same thing because it's nowhere near as important, and the story as a whole makes sense to cut it off straight after 3. Like, it's completely logical to do that. You know, they don't and Enter the Dragonfly. Enter the Dragonfly was a lot worse received than Wrath of Cortex. Wrath of Cortex only got...
it was a failure.
Wrath of Cortex... Yeah, exactly. 1, I don't hate Wrath of Cortex, and 2, Wrath of Cortex got average reviews. It didn't really get negative reviews, it just got average reviews.
Can we say as well, it also had a smooth frame rate that actually kind of helped the case too?
Yeah, true that.
I didn't mind Wrath of Cortex too much. It was just the loading screens were goddamn awful. Like, it's not a bad game, I just think if it got more time, I think it would have been reciprocated a lot more.
That's right, exactly. See, that's shortcut.
With Breath of Cortex.
Oh, it sure did, yeah.
That is a good shortcut.
Nice strats.
I'd say the problem with Wrath of Cortex is too many people were comparing it to the original trilogy, and that's where it got the short end of the stick. Yeah, it did get the wrath of the smaller sticks getting angry at the bigger stick, or the bigger stick getting angry at the
Cortex didn't do as well as we'd hoped, and
or the stick imitator, if you will. And because obviously it was, you know, an imitation of 3 that, in my opinion, did some parts of 3 better, though. For example, the transitions between vehicles and platforming, which has always been my favorite thing about Wrath of Cortex.
I love it.
You know, where you're like, oh yeah, let's hop into the Jeep at the end of the level type thing, which is, you know, Wrath of Cortex Warp didn't do that, and that, as I've got older, has bothered me more and more and more, even though I know it's restrictive because of it's, you know, it's a PlayStation. But like, you look at like Crash 2, where you get on the jet board, then you get off, right? The jet board. Fucking Crash 3, it's like every level had to be a goddamn vehicle, you know, and why couldn't we have like part of a vehicle and then a platforming, you know? Kind of like Aegis Rex.
It's possible.
That's why I don't like 3.
Yeah. Like, obviously I still play it, obviously I do enjoy it, but it definitely is a disservice compared to 2, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see that. And I think with Wrath of Cortex, they changed like almost every level to fit a mechanic that doesn't normally come back. I mean, the ball mechanic came back quite a bit in the game, but
that's true.
You know, some plane levels didn't, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, that weird plane, that weird machine level that's only there in one time. That was so bizarre. Yeah.
Oh damn.
I don't even know what that was.
And the mech,
And the mech. Oh, good point. Yeah. Well, that's it. I'm done. Have I got one more level to go? No, I think I've got one more level.
think there's one more level, yeah.
Yeah, fuck this shit. It's Oxide Station.
Best level.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
the worst level.
Side station.
Me too.
Damn, I remember doing Bill on this one.
Do you know why I hate it? Because you can't do the shortcut, which I thought was a legit shortcut in the original game. The one where you skip over.
Where you kind of just fall off.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not legit.
It looked like a legit shortcut.
I
but-
thought it was legit. Yeah, I thought that's how you got the platinum relic or whatever. Yeah.
This is a weird one because like the time trial for this is that I actually found it hard to unlock entropy in this one. I don't know if anybody else was on the same boat when they first did this.
Yeah. I
Oh
agree.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Same. Bloody, there used to be a glitch shortcut that when you take the ramp that's just before the section that gives you the blue fire,
Yeah.
if you do like a hard U-turn, you can land on the section below.
Oh yeah.
Right, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, well, you used to be able to do that. Can't do it anymore.
And now,
It's just like
now it
how
just
in
like
Thunderstruck-
teleports you.
Yeah, it's like how in Thunderstruck there was that shortcut
God,
where you just kind of
it's
fall to the side.
exactly about to tell you say that. That was the best thing ever when you could do that. That was people use that to farm coins.
Yeah.
I remember using Engine Labs and Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
Like,
Those,
Engine.
broken shortcuts.
Yes. No, Beanox were bloody quick about that. They are, you know.
Thunderstruck, like getting the level done in 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's incredible. There you go. Yeah, no, I mean, this is a, you know, on the scale of the original level, like, this is one of the ones that looks the most like the original level in terms of, like, but
That's
then
true.
it's so wild
yeah.
outside, like it takes it to that next level, you know, like, it's such a good interpretation of the level, even though it's such a pain. It's so familiar, but so modern, you know?
That massive ramp's kind of an example of the modern, because like the sound effects when you do that, it's like...
Oh yeah, that's cool.
you know,
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
No.
The planets...
Dude.
What was that, Brennan?
Come on, dude. You gotta air brake.
Yeah, I know. Because the thing is, I need to play the game with directional pad so I can do it better, because I'm not good enough at the air braking.
I switch. Like I'll play with like the analog stick, but then if I know that I'm like U-turning or anything, I switch to.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, I gotta get good. That's a good idea, actually.
Because then that's the only time I have to worry about it. 'Cause otherwise, I'm literally relearning the entire game on the directional pad.
On the directional pad, yeah. You know, the planets outside, very Ratchet and Clank, actually, as well. Very PS3 Ratchet and Clank reminds me of.
Yeah, I can definitely
see
see
that.
that actually.
Shit, I Rift Apart. That's gonna. I'm keen for that actually. That's been. I haven't talked about that obviously because it's a fucking Crash LP. But yeah, Rift Apart. I'm looking forward to that. Speaking of like time travel games and everything. There you go. See, I did okay there.
Heard of that one, to be honest. Rift
The new,
Apart.
the new Ratchet game.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, it was funny because it's kind of a similar story to Crash 4, like dimensions and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
There's your gem.
And there we go. With 20 seconds to go, thank you very much for watching, guys. We now have all the gems. Actually, well, do we? No, we've got all the gems. Wahoo, guys, we got them. Spyro Jam. Brandon beat Spyro Jam confirmed. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks to everyone for commentating. It's all appreciated, and I'm sure we'll be back soon with plenty more LP commentary with these guys and others later on. See you guys.
Goodbye.
See you guys. Bye bye.